Welcome back, True Seeker. In the headlines, Magoo, the rapper best remembered from the group Timbaland and Magoo in the 90s, early 2000s, has reportedly died at age 50, just 2 days after the 50th birthday of hip hop, which was August 11th. And I mentioned this last week that right after the 50th birthday was the kill date, August 13th. And I speculated we would see a dead rapper in tribute to the 50th birthday on August 13th. And here we are. And I want you to see how perfect this pattern is. The song that most people will remember Magoo from is the collaboration with Timbaland, the song that put him on the map because it was played everywhere on the radio. It had the big music video. And I just had to go back and watch that music video. I forgot about an element of that music video. But the song was called Love to Love Ya. And again, if you're new here, Gematria. It's the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. There's a song out there called Gematria, the Killing Name by the metal band Slipknot. There's another song out there called Murder by Numbers, where killings as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3 by the Police. And again, gematria is very simple. It is ABC is 1, 2, 3. Look at the gematria of love to love ya. L's the 12th letter of the alphabetic order. U's the 21st. V's the 22nd. You add up that name of that song, it's 138. What day does Magoo die on? He dies on 13/8. But this year, August 13th in 2023, the date numerology is what makes it the kill date. Next month, it'll be September 12th. Then it'll be October 11th. Then it'll be November 10th. That's the way it is this year. It's different each year because it's date numerology. So what makes it the kill date is the numerology corresponds with the numbers 64, 28, 44, and sometimes 17 in gematria. Kill with the alphabetic order is 44. With the alphabetic order in numerology, it's 17. With the reverse alphabetic order, which is just running the alphabetic order in reverse, Z is 1 back to A is 26. Kill is 64. And with the reverse alphabetic order in numerology, kill is 28. So August 13th, the different date numerology paths were 64, 28, 44. So 3 out of the 4 kill values were in the numerology. We've been documenting this pattern every single month since Dick Gregory died. That's when I caught on to it. And again, it's like this every month. It doesn't fail. So, Magoo, dead at 50, 2 days after hip hop's 50th birthday. Their big song, Love to Love Ya, 138, dead on 13/8 on the kill date. That's everything we've covered so far. Now, what's the other piece we always talk about with all this? How it all goes back to the Jesuits, who serve the Roman Catholic Church that worships on Sunday. We're going to bring that title back with Timbaland, who still lives, Love to Love Ya. And Sunday, we're going to bring it all together. But notice this. His birth name was Melvin Barcliff, Magoo. Melvin Barcliff, right? You see how Melvin Barcliff has the 84 in it? Big number on Sunday. Sunday has the 84 in it. Sunday 84. Jesuit 84. Magoo 84. And Timbaland has a lot of connections to Atlanta too. I believe him and Magoo are both born in Norfolk, Virginia, but a lot of connections with Atlanta. Atlanta hip hop scene, the city on the 84th Meridian West. So this happens on a Sunday. And, I guess it's even more specific. You notice how Magoo is 84 and 21? We'll also get to how Timbaland's 51 years old right now, but 84 and 21, just like Sunday's 84 and 21, just like Jesuit. Big numbers. The 21st century's been the Jesuit takeover century, as we know. And for the record, the plural Jesuits is 50. This 50th anniversary, dead at 50 from a heart attack. Their first album was called Welcome to Our World. And we're going to see how synced up it is. Welcome to Our World is also 84. If you're new here, big number in this nation. United States of America is 84. If you write out the Jesuit order, it's also 84. If you write out the Catholic Church, it's also 84. Big number. It's why the U.S. has had diplomatic relations with the Vatican since 1984. It's also part of the reason Orwell titled his book that. The story says rapper Magoo, who is best known as Timbaland's longtime collaborator, reportedly died Sunday. He was 50. The Up Jump to Boogie performer's cause of death is not yet known. R&B star and music producer Digital Black announced the news in an Instagram post sharing the cover of Magoo and Timbaland's 1997 Welcome to Our World album. Genuine also weighed in, who's in that music video, Love to Love Ya. But notice, Welcome to Our World released on November 11th, 11/11. And that means that his death was 90 days before that upcoming album anniversary. Would have turned 26 years old on November 11th later this year. Hip Hop 90. Again, hip hop just had its birthday, right? And notice also the first single off that album, before the album came out, the single came out 4 months earlier, July 11th, 97. The first single was Up Jumps the Boogie, which wasn't as big of a song as Love to Love Ya in terms of the way it got radio play and the music video. Again, a lot of people will know Magoo through that music video, that song. But from the first single coming out off that same album to the death was 33 days later. And notice how Welcome to Our World, it peaked on the Billboard 200 at number 33. It sold as high as 33 on the board, only for him to die 33 days after the first single. And again, just looking at the Gematria Sunday, we covered the 84-21. We're going to hit the 78 as well, and also the 33 piece. The album, the days from the single, the perfect ritual. His full name is Melvin Magoo Barcliff. For the record, his full name has that Gematria 330. And for the record, there's only 4 states that have the 33 connection. One of them is New York, of course, where hip-hop was born in the Bronx in 73. And as you can see, Bronx is 73. We'll talk more about that birth. Magoo's birthday is July 12th. So that single came out the day before his birthday. He would have turned 24. So that came out. That single released the day his last day of being 23 years old, and now he's dead in 2023. He turned 24 the next day, July 12th. That means that he's died 32 days after his birthday, or you could also say he died on his 33rd day of his own age. And both 32 and 33 are super symbolic numbers. They're very important to Freemasonry. They're very important to this nation. America has that 32. Again, the 32nd degree of the Scottish Rite shares the motto with the Jesuits in Marum Dei Gloriam. Notice America also has the 50, like 50 states. But 32 and 33, the word circle also has that gematria 50 and 32 like America. And circles are important in magic and this form of Kabbalah and spells and spelling and words. It's also a form of magic. I've been thinking so much about the Kobe thing lately. Remember when Kobe died? It was, well, I don't want to get into another topic. I'll save the Kobe thing for later. I'm finishing my book on Kobe, so I want to talk about it in every video, but I'll just save it for later. Yeah, Norfolk, Virginia is their hometown as well. Timbaland and Magoo, and Norfolk, Virginia is 90 forwards and backwards. About to die in 90 days before that album anniversary release from the 2 Norfolk rappers. And again, Welcome to Our World, number 33 on the Billboard, their first album. Indecent Proposal came out on November 20th, Joe Biden's birthday, RFK's birthday. And their last album, Under Construction Part 2, it peaked at 50, and it released on November 18th, the 322nd day of the year. That last album, Indecent Proposal, or excuse me, the middle album, Indecent Proposal, I'll show you what's interesting about that one. See how it's got the 78 and 84, just like Jesuit, like Sunday. Seen these combinations come together so many times. John Thompson dead at 78 on a Sunday in a big 78 ritual. First black coach to win the college basketball tournament with Jesuit Georgetown in 84. But Indecent Proposal, that album came out November 20th. From that day, November 20th, the anniversary to this death is exactly 38 weeks later. Exactly 38 weeks. And again, Jonathan's finishing up his book, 38 Special and Rappers, Death 38. It's also 97, like the year they put out their first album. Murder 38, Killing 38, RIP 38, Rapper 38, again and again with the rappers in 38. So the second album, and think about the second album too, right? Because he's dead 2 days after hip hop's 50th birthday at age 50. He was born right before hip hop's birthday. He's born July 73, hip hop's birthday August 11th, 73. But dead exactly 38 weeks after Indecent Proposal. And that means he's dead 38 weeks and 2 days after the last album they put out in 2003, when the first single came out while he was 23, only to die in 2023. And that last album they put out, Under Construction Part 2, I don't know what happened to Part 1, but Under Construction Part 2, 144, just like Jesuit Order, right? Numbers we've been talking about all the time. If you guys are new here, I talk about these numbers all the time. And we're going to come back to that 54 with Timbaland, because he's dead 5 months and 4 days into Timbaland's age. And he's dead on a Sunday. The Jesuit Order's logo is the sun. Sun is 54. You know, the word love is also 54. And, the sun. People say it's proof of God's love. It makes life possible. Love to love ya. Love's in the title 2 times. Love to love ya. 138 in the title. Dead on 13/8. 5 months and 4 days into Timbaland's age. And again, love has that gematria of 54 forwards and backwards. Love is also 18 forwards and backwards, like the Jesuit acronym IHS, which is inside the sun. And notice how sun also has that 18. And notice how hip hop also has that 18. And DJ Kool Herc, who hip hop is credited to, he was 18 in the summer of 73 on hip hop's birthday. And, just go back. I put this post together for hip hop's birthday. Again, happened in the Bronx in 73. Like I made the point, there's been a lot of 73 in hip hop history, as we know. And then I wrote how ritual, sacrifice, and sacrifice both equal 73. And here's the latest one with Magoo: ritual, sacrifice, 73. We'll talk about that 251 as well, but sacrifice also 73. And notice how Timbaland and Magoo is 251 like ritual, sacrifice, and 251 is the 54th prime number. The 54th prime number, making sacrifices to the sun, right? Timbaland gets to live on for now. He's 51. He might want to look out in 3 years. But yeah, because this music video, if you haven't not watched the Love to Love You music video, they're like in a haunted house that's trying to kill him. Timbaland's strapped up on a conveyor belt going into the meat grinder. Magoo's in a room where the floor keeps raising. It's going to crush him into the ceiling. So it's like, that's weird. Might want to go back and look more into this music video. It's shot looking like olden times. They're at the big feast table. But then, there's some normal, like what you'd expect in a music video, dancing around. But then there's some scenes in the haunted house. Timbaland's in the number 5 jersey. What's 50 in numerology? 5. And yeah, again, just with all this stuff, tracing back, like we keep saying, the world of hip hop, it's biblical. That's why they keep dressing up these rappers like Jesus and killing them in these clear Catholic Jesuit Sunday Jesus type rituals. Jesus, the Son of God. But yeah, look at his name, Melvin Barcliff with Catholic Church. I mean, the same in 3 out of the 4 ciphers. And yeah, it's just sad because this is exactly what we said last week, 50th birthday coming up, kill dates 2 days later. It seemed like the odds of a rapper making it through this time period without a story like this, it seemed improbable. And it was, because this is what's going on. Welcome to our world. A lot of the media using this picture right here. Magoo in red, Timbaland in white and black, the Jesuit colors. Timbaland's got his big Jesus piece on. Magoo saying peace. So yeah, I always wonder, like, how many more examples are we gonna have to show? Is it gonna do we have to show a whole nother decade of examples before finally enough people catch on? Do we have to do this for another decade? Accurate forecasts showing exactly what's going on, who's doing it. I hope not. I hope things catch up. So anyhow, here, just to address the troll comment. So, like this troll comment, the Lil Tay thing was a perfect decode, and it showed exactly what was going on in all the mainstream press that covered the hoax. And that's a reminder, like did they just do that story so you think, oh, when it's a hoax, they catch on to it? A lot of these deaths might not be real because death sells. There's an incentive to lie about death to sell records. But for anyone who thinks that because Lil Tay's not dead, that decode is bunk, that just makes you a mental midget, a short bus rider. Again, all of the mainstream media connected her to XXX Tentacion, and I showed how XXX Tentacion was reportedly killed 146 days after his birthday, and how Lil Tay died 146 days after her birthday when it was reported. And again, that's a number that goes right back to the Jesuits and the Catholic Church and the Jesus rituals and the same repetitive patterns. So it's not like Lil Tay was solely responsible for that hoax. Again, they're following the same script that made them famous. If you're getting big plays on social media, your algorithm is being pumped by these companies that are Jesuit controlled. People need to understand that. There's a lot of talented people who never make it on social media or anywhere because they are held down by these algorithms, whereas mediocre talents like a Lil Tay is pumped up and into the feeds of millions of people because that's what they wanted, because they're part of this control structure. Someone in their family's connected to this Jesuit control structure. They're chosen for a reason. So yeah, just a guy like Doodlebob's probably just a troll. But Doodlebob, if you're not a troll, you're just a low IQ mental midget. Period. End of discussion. Um, Bali Go Backwards says that Michael McDowell won NASCAR yesterday and is sponsored by Love. And again, that's what we're showing, how the whole world of entertainment, politics, how the Jesuits are running it all. And each day they're putting these mega rituals together. So Love to Love Ya rapper's dead. And in the big NASCAR race, the Love sponsor's winning. And I believe they won on Valentine's Day too, right? Wasn't that who won on Valentine's Day the other year? The Daytona 500? The, the car with a big heart on it wins on Valentine's Day. Timbaland did a really short post on it, huh? You are welcome, Abra. I appreciate your generosity. Thank you very much. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad, man. It's sad that this just keeps going on. I'd like to think that all these rappers are faking their death and the record companies are making them do it just to sell more records, but I don't think that's the case every time. I think a lot of these people's lives are getting cut short. And remember, if you employ somebody, you can buy an insurance policy on them, and insurance policies can have a hefty payout, especially if the individuals are wealthy. Not sure how wealthy Magoo was. I'm sure he had decent money. I mean, you can make a lot of money off a big single, a platinum album, and their first album did go platinum. So let me just make sure I hit all the points I wanted to talk about. I think we did. I guess just one more thing that can be said. Their last album that was put out on the 322nd day of the year, 322, such an important number to Kabbalah. The founder of the Illuminati died on that day in history. But in light of the last album, it's going to turn 20 years old this year. Just again, another timeless lesson. Let me just put up the two most simple ciphers, and I want to remind people about this. A lowercase t is like a cross. It's the 20th letter. T is the 20th letter. It's like a cross. Jesus on the cross, the Society of Jesus, doing things ritualistically by a code. Notice how the word time, the cross to the pagans symbolized time. Time is 20, cross is 20, The cross symbolizes the four seasons to the pagans and the passage of time. Seasons is also 20, but so is death. So all those words are 20, right? Death, seasons, cross, time. Remember, Elvis's daughter died in the big Jesuit ritual right after the awards, where the actor who portrayed her father died, and her death was a huge 20 ritual. And before it was announced that she was dead, we said, don't be surprised, because at first it was reported she'd been hospitalized, and we said, don't be surprised if later today it's that she's dead in this latest 20 Jesuit ritual. Don't forget, Elvis recorded for Sun Records Studios. But and Elvis died prematurely in a big fat Jesuit ritual too. And he died at age 42, the number stamped on black history. And they said Elvis made black music. You know, in the latest Elvis film, that they show how he got his ideas from, you know, black musicians as a young person. I guess just to flip that around too, just to show the other side of it. If we run the alphabetic order in reverse, notice how some of these words I just mentioned are 25. Time and death are 25 in reverse. I guess that also does fit in because their first album came out in 97, which is the 25th prime number. And technically, that album is 25 years and change old right now, right? 25 years and change. It'll turn 26 November 11th. So from the first to the last album, you got the death pattern. Yeah. And pretty soon, Jonathan and I will get on the same page, and we will do a nice big stream. It's been a while. Jonathan wants to talk about the 50th anniversary, the latest in his book. And again, as soon as I'm done with these short writing projects, I've decided I'm doing 2 short writing projects. I'm finishing this Kobe book, which is almost done. And then I'm putting out a short book for the upcoming election. Here, just for people, because the thing for the election, you guys, this book's going to pay dividends 1,000 times over, because they're going to keep doing the same thing that we've been documenting. If you guys don't know about the upcoming election, most simple cipher: Jesuit Order 144, huge number with the Jesuits. And remember, JFK killed 144 days from meeting with the Pope. His brother reported dead at 1:44 in the morning. RFK Jr., whose father was assassinated out and reported dead at 1:44 in the morning, he officially entered the presidential race, filing his paperwork 144 days after the Jesuit Superior General's birthday. And now they just keep doing all these other little stories with 144 days from this guy's birthday, blah, 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 all with the election. On the day leaving 144 days left there, you just had the Ecuadorian candidate assassination. And again, Ecuador was established on the 144th day of the year, 46 years after America. And again, Joe Biden, number 46 right now. Trump, born in 46, which is another big Catholic number. 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. JFK killed at age 46. Biden elected number 46, 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. President Biden's also another 144. President Biden with the same birthday as RFK Jr., or not Jr., but the actual RFK who was shot. Anyway, and don't forget, the upcoming election is 144 days after Trump's birthday, where the last election where Biden beat Trump, it was simulated at Jesuit Georgetown, June 12, 2020, 144 days before the election, that Biden would win. Trump would not step down. He'd say he was cheated, which would lead to deadly violence in America. Anyway, this number's all over history. It's all over presidential assassinations. Lincoln was shot on 14/4 and blamed the Civil War on the Jesuits. Anyway, I'm putting together it's even shorter than the Kobe book, at least how I have it planned right now. But it'll just be a really quick read. And again, I do envision that support's going to go back up for the work, so we can fulfill the idea of getting out to major political events at least once a month in the year leading up to the election, and trying to engage with these crowds. And if the book's thin enough and information packed enough, it'll be cheap to print but persuasive, and hopefully get them into the hands of people who need to wake up to what's going on in this nation, what really controls this nation. Again, it's bigger than dead rappers. It's bigger than dead presidents. It's that this nation is under control and has been hijacked. Again, and it's obvious it was hijacked a long time ago. Washington, D.C. is the Jesuit stronghold. When the capital moved from Philly to Washington, D.C., I'm pretty sure that's when the Jesuits took over this nation, and they've just been running it ever since, cleverly keeping people believing that we're the freest, greatest nation there ever was, while we all get fucked in the ass. Too much taxes, lack of freedom, a lot of people living in cages because they chose to smoke a leaf. All this in supposedly the land of the free and the home of the brave. And it needs to end, you know? They got everyone pacified with entertainment, but these entertainers they worship, man, they pay the ultimate price. And some of them pay it a lot younger than age 50. So, but yeah, this photo they chose right here, it says everything too, if you know what you're looking at. Red, white, and black Jesuit colors with the Jesus piece. So, thank you, G. Cole. He said, "Hey, Zach, look up the Black Godfather. He also passed away. He has a video when he brings up numbers if you can search it." Let me see. Black Godfather. Also breaking in the news. Clarence Avant, the Black Godfather of the recording industry, dies at 92. This does come right after the 50th birthday of hip hop. Subtract 50 from 92. So he was 42 when hip hop was born. Number stamped all over Black history. Wow, for once TMZ didn't break the news. Let's see. Clarence Avant, Black Godfather of music, dead at 92. The reflection of black is the gematria of black is 29, right? 92 is the reflection. Clarence Avant, the music executive known to many as the Black Godfather, has died 19 months after his wife was murdered in their LA area home. Just for the record, 19, that fits in with the word rap. Rap's got that 19. This comes right after, again, the birthday of hip hop. And there he is with Jay-Z and Diddy. R.I.P. to Biggie, who died for both of them. The legendary businessman passed away at his home in LA on Sunday. So he also died on August 13th, the kill date. According to a statement from his kids, Nicole and Alexander, as well as his son-in-law, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos. A lot of people heard Jay-Z for the first time on Puff Daddy's album that came out right after Biggie died, No Way Out. A young G's perspective. That song was something like that. And again, the big G with Freemasonry too, and modern Freemasonry is a Jesuit creation. They said Clarence is leaving behind a long family and a sea of friends and associates that have changed the world and will continue to change the world for generations to come. The joy of his legacy eases the sorrow of our loss. Clarence started as a manager of a lounge in New Jersey in the 1950s. They got to say 50s, right after the 50th hip hop anniversary, and was mentored in his early years by Joseph G. Joe Glazer, from a young G's perspective. Joseph G. Louis Armstrong's music manager. That's New Orleans. He quickly became a pioneer in the world of music, managing countless singers and performers like Sixto Rodriguez, Bill Withers, who went out by the code recently, and duo Jimmy Jim and Terry Lewis. He also founded 2 record labels in his time, and he's dead 2 days after the anniversary of hip-hop. Venture Records in 67 and Sussex Records in 69. And went on to launch the first African-American owned FM radio station. He's dead 56 years after launching that radio station in 67. If you guys are new here, haven't talked about 56 in this video, but another big number. You see how Black Lives Matter is 56? You see how Society of Jesus is 56? Huge number with the Jesuits. That's why Obama won the 56th presidential election, became the first black president in a big biblical ritual. Barack Obama, 76. Look how Barack Obama's 76. The U.S. federal government first recognized Black History Month in 76. Acts 7:6. Acts is the 44th book of the Bible. Obama, number 44. 44 years after the Civil Rights Act, but Acts 7:6 is about 400 years of slavery. The word slave is 76, like Negro, like blues, like Rasta. But anyhow, in this case, it's 67, the reflection. And 56 years later, he's dead. On a Sunday, His other record label, 69, that would have been 54 years ago, right? We were just talking about how Magoo's dead 5 months and 4 days into Timbaland's age on a Sunday. He's dead on a Sunday. Son, 54. Clarence made moves in the industry for decades, brokering the sale of Stax Records, becoming chairman of the board of Motown Records, Motown by the numbers, up on the 42nd parallel. Watch out for Martin next year. Motown in 59, Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year. Martin's turning 59 next year. Martin equals 75. They moved the Emmys to MLK's birthday. He also got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2021. So 2 years ago, there's two again, two record labels 2 years ago. We know Tina Turner's death's perfectly synced in the big Jesuit ritual on the 144th day of the year with the upcoming festival this year. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and was awarded an Industry Icon Award at the Grammys in 2019, the same year his Netflix documentary, The Black Godfather, debuted. So that was 4 years ago for the number of death. He married his wife, Jacqueline, in 67, 56 years ago. And TMZ broke the story. She was shot and killed in a burglary attempt in their home in 2021. I want to go back and see if we covered this because I think I vaguely recall this news story. Might have been something that like we even talked about on a live stream. Let me go back and see if I have anything on that. Let me see. Did she go by the same last name? All right. Oh, they reported her dead at 2:20. Man, that's cold. They reported her dead at 2:23 a.m. and hip hop's birthday is the 223rd day of the year, and now he's dead after the 50th anniversary. So, okay, I did have a post on this. She was killed on December 1st and married in 67. December 1st is 121, married in 67. Look at blood sacrifice. 121 and 67, right? And Jacqueline Avant, her name is 56. We are just talking about how he's dead 56 years after their marriage and when he founded his record. Jacqueline alone is 56. Jacqueline alone, 56. 97, Timbaland and Magoo year, death. Her husband's birthday, we didn't even look it up. His birthday is the 56th day of the year. He was 90 when she died. We talked about how Timbaland Magoo, or not, well, Timbaland's alive, but Magoo died 90 days before the anniversary of the upcoming album. Her death was 86 days before his upcoming birthday. And we just had Blood Sacrifice up here. Blood Sacrifice. We just had dead on 121 date. Married in 67, dead 86 days from the husband's birthday. His full name, Clarence Alexander Avant, 86. I guess I just had it all here in the post. Could have just went down. They mentioned the article. She lived in the Beverly Hills neighborhood for 55 years. And Blood Sacrifice is also 257, the 55th prime. Magic Johnson weighed in. Magic Johnson's had his father die recently by the numbers. Kobe's death was synced with him. Magic Johnson. Remember, Kobe got his 4th championship over the Orlando Magic, where Shaq came from. Kobe died at 41, a span of 41 days from Shaq's birthday. But then the year he died, Kobe, LeBron got his 4th championship playing in Orlando, who Kobe got his 4th championship over, while Magic Johnson was their mentor. Let's just see from the wife's death to his death. December 1st, 2021 to August 13th. 620 days later, Sacrifice is 62. It's 20 months. We talked about 20 in death, 88 weeks. I just saw something with 88. Was it his? Where did I just see the 88? It's that. Jacqueline Avant, 88. 88 weeks later, he's dead. Is there something with hip hop in that too? Because rappers got the 88. We just talked about what they did with Tory Lanez on August 8th. Remember, he was arrested back after the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion, 88 days from the incident. And then he gets sentenced to prison on 8/8. And remember, Daystar's 88 and Daystar Peterson is 88. And the constellation stars, there's 88 constellations in the official zodiac. Daystar Peterson. In 2 Peters 1:19 is the mention of Daystar in the Bible. Peterson, biblical rituals, Jesuits, Catholic Church. We're on their calendar. We're speaking their language, living in their world. Here, let's see. What else can we look at? We can go back and look at the release of the movie. There might be something to 92 I'm overlooking. Again, Black is 29, The Reflection. From his own birthday, February 25th, to his death, 169 days, square root 13. That's also a span of 170 days. Remember how we were just looking at how it was 620 from his wife? Again, sacrifice has that 62. It also has that 170. Dead on his 170th day of his age. And let me see. The Black Godfather. The Black Godfather's also 88. Dead 88 weeks after the wife. 146. We were just talking about that one, where that one fits in with the Jesus rituals. Jesus described as a black man with white hair of wool, kind of like Clarence Avant. The Lil Tay death hoax synced up with XXX Tentacion, both reported dead 146 days after their birthday. If you guys are new here, Jesus Christ equals 146 and 74. You know, John 14:6. Nobody comes to the Father but through Jesus. Let's look up this film, The Black Godfather. Because again, 4 years ago. The film was released on 6/7. His first record company in 67. Then they put out The Black Godfather on 6/7. Again, it's a blood sacrifice number. June 7th is, in a non-leap year, the 158th day of the year. That's Freemasonry. Again, you learn this language, you see how these numbers get used ritualistically all over the place. Like Boris Johnson, 158, replaces Theresa May in London 158 weeks after she took office. And again, modern Freemasonry created by the Jesuits in London. What they just did with the Montgomery Brawl in 158. Let's see. From the release of that film to the death, it's 50 months later, right after the 50th anniversary of hip hop. But the 218 weeks stands out in a big way. Again, that number has multiple meanings. Holy Roman Empire equals 218. And they say the Holy Roman Empire folded August 6th, 1806, which was the 218th day of the year. Of course, it really didn't. It's alive and well within the Roman Catholic Church. Death, also in English extended gematria, is 218. I always have my head on a little bit of a swivel on February 18th, to be perfectly honest, just because back when I was getting all the weirdo mail at my old house and I lived just north of Seattle, I used to get a bunch of weird mail in my actual physical mailbox. One of them was a threat that said I would die on February 18th. Now I look back, I'm like, well, I've lived on a lot of February 18th since then. But maybe it's planned for way out. I'm very extra careful when I'm like 44. But yeah, 218. It's another serious business number. The Black Godfather. Jesus. Holy Roman Empire. It's also 4 years and 2 months and days later. What was his full name again? Clarence Avant? Clarence Alexander Avant. I want to see if there's anything to 92 that I'm missing. Because again, black is 29. You see how black's 106 in reverse, just like Black Lives Matters 106, like Black Powers 106. Think of 106 in Park, the hip hop show on BET. By the way, the man who hip hop's credited to, DJ Kool Herc, his birthday is April 16th, the 106th day of the year. The first black mayor in New York City, David Dinkins, was the 106th mayor. Barack Obama, when he put out his book, A Promised Land, he put it out 106 days after his birthday, on the day leaving 44 days left in the year. And again, there's something bigger about that 106. It's prophecy. It's just like how Acts 7:6 talks about 400 years of slavery, which passed in America in August 2019. The next verse, Acts 7:7, you see how United States is 77? The next verse is about how that nation will be punished. And then the U.S. got the worst of COVID at the start after China, right after the anniversary. But, all right, here, Clarence Alexander Avant. Clarence Avant. Yeah. Just because I'm not seeing it right now, there might be something more to that 92. Or it could just be the reflection of 29. Okay, so I think that's my observations for right now on the Black Godfather. And thank you again, Abra. She says, you're right, the USA is under parliamentary procedures. All right, I'll put up a post on my website on the Black Godfather, and sometimes when I'm writing things down, I catch more than when I'm just doing a eyeball speaking video presentation live, but I definitely see some things. But man, it's just sad that this goes on and more people just don't raise an eyebrow and go, wait a minute. I mean, how many people today are just going to stop and be like, wait a minute, come on, 50? We just celebrated hip hop's 50th birthday. Oh, yeah, but I also meant to say earlier, when I finish my 2 little short writing projects, which will be done soon, the Kobe Bryant book and the upcoming what they're doing with the election, all the shenanigans, playing with people's, beliefs and mind and heart, all that. Once these 2 little writing projects are done, which shouldn't be too far off, I really want to help Jonathan finish his book, 38 Special. I'd like to have that out, by the end of this year, because we've both been working on our books for a while and haven't gotten them done. And I my book on 201, which has been taking forever, I'll get that finished too. But I don't know if I'm going to get that one done before the end of the year, because it's just a lot. It's a lot writing books and keeping up with everything and decoding all the sports games every day. But if I can get the 201 done before the end of the year, it'll be a very productive closeout to 2023. So. And I've also been thinking about maybe I actually had this thought yesterday of maybe like the 201 book. The problem with it has gotten so big. Maybe I just have a whole series of 201s where like it's a focus. This is a 201 book. Maybe there's like an introductory book that's just not very long, but then it's the next 201 book in the series with another big 201 in history. Maybe it's a bunch of short books instead of one bigger book. You guys can give me feedback on what you think about that. It's just, I've written 2 longer books. And they've done all right, but they haven't sold as well as they should have. I mean, this knowledge should be way more out there than it is. So. You're welcome, Edward. Thank you again. I appreciate the generosity. And yeah, we'll leave it there for now, True Seeker. For all you sports enthusiasts on the Patreon, I'll finish up the baseball information, and we'll have that out soon. And eventually I'll be on here live with Jonathan. Maybe I'll just have Jonathan do TFR with me on Wednesday. Maybe we'll make that the 50th anniversary hip hop show since we missed Friday. But yeah, it's nice doing streams with Jonathan, and it's been a minute. So Truth Vibration Podcast said, "Hey everyone, here's taco fiat currency." Thanks again, brother. I know you're on hard times right now. Just persevere, man. You'll get through. And I wouldn't even. I think almost like paying attention to those patterns that's happening to you. I think it's like making it manifest, honestly. So I would just stop even looking at that stuff. You might be making the spell happen, but you'll persevere, man. Just focus on the good things when all the bad shit's happening. Like that you're smart, young, capable, and very physically gifted. If you don't know, Truth Vibration Podcast, very strong man. Spends a lot of time in the gym, but he's on tough times right now. So you'll make it, man. You'll make it. Trust me, tough times make you stronger. I went through the toughest times. Woo! November of 2014, it got real bad, but you know what? It just made me get on my game even more. So, oh yeah, we definitely covered the Exorcist director's death at age 87 on 8/7. Again, that was the day leaving 146 days left in the year, and the movie shot at Georgetown, and the story was written by the Jesuits at Georgetown. And notice the Exorcist is 146, dead on the day leaving 146 days left in the year. The Exorcist 56, that big Jesuit number when it was written by a Jesuit and filmed on the Jesuit campus. Yeah. Lots of just in your face rituals all over the place nonstop. I mean, that's why it's hard to write a book too about these things, because you just want to put every damn news story that comes out in there. Oh, here's another thing. Here, I just talked about it right here. Look at this. You know, man, this book was supposed to be 200 pages. Look at it. It's 1,000 pages now. There's just too many examples. Indeed. Indeed. All right. I'll be back later, Truth Seeker. TFR every Wednesday. I hope Jonathan can do that episode with me. If not, we'll figure out another time to do it soon. But see, there you go. Truth Vibration Podcasts. There you go. Just stay positive. It'll get better. Till next time, Truth Seeker.